Hello, and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Bilo, I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. I'm a Khosi Football Club, and let us talk about Pitso Mosimane to Kaizer Chiefs because there's been a lot of people who have talked about this thing, and we're going to talk about that in this video. But before we do all of those things, before we even go deep into the video, let's do the right thing. Let's like the video. Let's subscribe to the channel if you are new here. In this channel, we speak everything that has to do with Kaizer Chiefs. We preview Kaizer Chiefs matches, and we also have live streams on a daily basis. So please do make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Right. So is Pitso Mosimane coming to Kaizer Chiefs? The answer is no, he's not right now anyways. But a lot of people are busy saying, bring in Pitso. Pitso will solve the problems at Kaizer Chiefs. The team is too big for Zwane. This, that. Pitso is a winner. This and that. And I sit here and I say, okay, fine. Let's just say Zwane gets fired, right? Now I'm not even gonna sit here and try and say, oh, but Zwane is good enough. No, I'm not even gonna sit here and defend Zwane, right? I'm just gonna say, let's just say, hypothetically, according to what people want, let's just say management just listen to what people say on Twitter, and then they're like, oh, people don't like Zwane. Okay, let's fire Zwane. Now let's go get Pitso. I'm pausing for a second because I'm trying to see or have you think in your mind, Uguti, what happens next if Zwane gets fired and then the chief says, let's go and get to Pitso. Because in my head, I'm thinking, Pitso Mosimane was coaching Sundowns, and at Sundowns, they gave him everything that he has ever wanted. Sundowns, you go there, they will give you players. It's like what has been happening with Chelsea. It's like what happens when you're at PSG, at Real Madrid. That team is like designed in such a way that they will be successful because they get money to have abadlali. For example, maybe Chelsea is a long stretch, but it also helped them to win a Champions League after that other spending spree Sabosa before. You have Real Madrid. Like, tell me, Real Madrid, they signed Kamavinga, they signed Chouameni. 2 successive seasons, they signed Rodrigo or Vinicius. They signing all these big players like in a very short period of time, Glandelana. And you like, they have the resources. And then you take a coach like Jose Mourinho, you take him to Tottenham, a team that is known very well good, they don't spend money on players. And then when you're expecting that coach to be successful in the team, that coach also depends on the fact that you must bring him players. Guardiola wouldn't do what Jurgen Klopp is doing at Liverpool because the money that they pay or that they give to the manager to sign players at Liverpool is not the same as the money that City gives to managers. Same thing with Real Madrid. So you're thinking Ugutu Pitso Mosimane would come to the Chiefs and actually do what he did at Sundowns with the budget that is there at Chiefs. I think that's just one of the biggest things that people overlook when it comes to this whole thing, Pitso Uguti. People just say, Pitso, come to Chiefs. Pitso will solve problems at Chiefs. But we forget Uguti is Chiefs and the Sundowns. They are not at the same position of spending the same amount of money. So I don't think Chiefs will ever spend that much money because let's look at one of the things in that are a big issue. Besides Uguti Chiefs can't spend that much money on the players, there's also that issue, the impending issue, Uguti. We haven't even gotten our women's team running. We haven't. It's still there. It's still waiting to be taken off. So do you think then Chiefs will take a coach who would want a lot of money from them and make him the coach? Because from the get-go, there will be frustration and clashing. Yoguti, I want this much money and you are providing me with this money and now you are not giving me the players that I want. You are trying to basically tell me which players I can sign, and I don't want the players that you're giving to me. Because we heard Gavin Hunt when was talking about how he basically was given Abadlalweli, and he also got there and it was transfer ban. But we've also heard some coaches from Chiefs talking about how when they went to Chiefs, they got the players were already there when they arrived. We are probably seeing a slight shift with Uzwane right now, because Ukeza Mtaung Jr. has now said for the upcoming window, Uzwane is now picking some of the players that he wants. It's a new one. It does happen with all coaches. They can ask for Abadlalu, this is the player that I want. But ultimately, it rests with the team. If the team doesn't want to give you the players that you want, then you have a problem, Yoguti. Then you have to just work with what you have. And because of that, Upitso will just not come to Chiefs because he knows exactly what will happen. I have a poll up here. I want to see how many people think this thing is possible. Uguti Upitso would come to Kaizer Chiefs. I haven't even touched the second issue. I will read your comments while I'm speaking. Please also just drop your comments, and then I will also respond to your comments as the video continues. Like the video also and subscribe to the channel. So here's another thing. I think what we don't realize, I think it also happens with players as well. Uguti, take for example Luke Leroux. We're talking here about how Luke Leroux is wanted by Chiefs. And I said here, and I was talking about how he would kind of fit the Chiefs because he plays like this, because we need a defensive midfielder, because he controls the tempo of the game and blah, blah, blah. But then again, he's in Europe. That's Luke Leroux. You have Upitso right now, who is coaching in the Saudi League, right? And he's getting his team promoted to the Saudi Pro League. You understand, Uguti, the Saudis are now turning that league into a big star league. They've made a statement by signing Ronaldo. They offered to Messi a big salary to come and play in the Saudi Pro League. They just offered a contract to Sergio Busquets. They are offering a lot of these contracts to the players that are playing in Europe so that they can elevate the portfolio and make the league bigger and make the league watched by a lot of people. They are doing it with wrestling. The Saudis are being very smart in this thing. They are, I won't even use the political terms here, but they are trying by all means to be in front of everyone and make the sports. They are doing it with wrestling. They are doing it with sports. They were trying to hold, Qatar just hosted the World Cup. Now the Saudis are also trying to make their league big. So why would Upitso leave a league that next year, by the way, he will probably be getting more money for basically coaching in the Saudi Pro League? You understand, if he performs really well in the team that is currently coaching right now, he might as well get an offer from Al Hilal. Ahamba yo coach Ronaldo. Just like Upeni worked with Ronaldo. Are you telling me, Uguti, a coach will say, you know what? I am going to leave this level of coaching and go down to Kaizer Chiefs, a team that is not even playing in the CAF Confederations Cup, according to how if things continue like this. Because let's just say we finish in number 4 in the league, and then we face Skukune final, and then we end up losing, or we face whoever, or Pirates knocks us out. So then the question is, how are you then going to take a coach, a high-profile coach, from where they are? Because the next place for Upitso now is to go to Europe. If it doesn't go to Europe, it's fine. He's coaching in the Saudi League, Saudi Pro League next season. So now, why would I go from up here to down here? Because people will say, oh, it's going to be a lot of money. But sometimes I do feel like, personally, I will say this personally, I wouldn't leave Saudi Arabia if I'm getting like not just money. If I know the project that is there is going to push me into higher levels for Kaizer Chiefs. I know, with all respect to Chiefs, it's a big team in South Africa. But if you now try to compare with the teams that are competing in the Saudi League, and the fact that now signal Ronaldo in that league, all of a sudden Chiefs seems like a very small team and very insignificant compared to what is happening there. let me read my comments and then and then we'll engage more. I want to hear your opinion, guys. Opinions. I'm not saying what I'm saying is the only correct thing and it's nothing but the truth. It's my opinion. You can also share your own opinions down on the comment section. By the way, before I read my comments, you can become a member of this channel. It's only 20 rands per month. What do you get? You get a member shout out on the main channel videos. My live streams la but go channel lama video there I release every day. You get a shout out, you get my loyalty pages next to your name, like abozano voya bospesihle on the chat as you can see, and you also get priority reply to your comments. So please do make sure to click the link that is on the description and you can become a member. Okay. Usemba is saying never ever, this will not work. Never ever. Nicholas is saying ola, Kolo is saying ola mpilo, ola. And then Terence is saying Chiefs should break bank if they want to win silverware. Yabona ukuthi there is still this debate on a Terence. Yoguti at this point, we are still not sure whether Chiefs is broke or it's just their business model would they save. Because if we're still not sure whether Chiefs is basically trying to save money or they are trying to just they are trying to make as much profit as they can, we don't know, because that is also another topic that makes people go crazy when you point it out. Guti Chiefs might be broke. They're like, no, it's a big team. They just renewed a contract, so they can't be broke. So I just keep quiet because I won't argue with people over those things. And then Terence is saying Pitso Mosimane will want his players. The question is now, will Chiefs be able to give him those players? Because one of the players that Pitso might want is Umayo. There's no better striker, or Shaluli Lekpela, who I can say is a better striker in SA football than Umayo right now. And also given the potential and the number of years that he still has to play. So I will say this, Uguti, it's going to be, it would be really tricky, as you are saying, when Terence. Pitso will want his players. Upros is saying every situation has its cause, and this thing of chasing coach is not good. We should now start looking at the entire management, not coaches only. Yabona, if you go through this channel, there were videos that I made, like 3 of them, where I was just addressing from the management to the coach to the players. I don't even know how you can find it, but it's down there on the channel. You can scroll down the things that the management needs to fix. Because yes, that is also true. Uguti, if Chiefs are serious, they will have to really, again, pay some significant fees for some players. They will have to make sure, Uguti, they plan accordingly. They will have to make sure, Uguti, they don't only support Uzwane because it's clear they are sticking with Uzwane. People can say Zwane is going to get sacked. Zwane is not going to get sacked by the end of the season. He's going to start the next season. Whether he finishes it or not, I don't know. But I know good next season Uzwane will still be there. So if you are keeping Uzwane, then give him a striker coach, give him a goalkeeper coach, give him another assistant coach who's going to help, who has more experience, preferably, knows the identity of Kaizer Chiefs, who's going to help him. And on top of that, give him the players that he needs. Because even if you bring Guardiola, if Guardiola doesn't bring his own technical staff and get the players that he wants, nothing is going to work. Mina, I was saying this thing, Uguti, if you're thinking Upito can play and coach Caleb, forget it. Forget it, because Abadlali, as much as you can say there is coaching that happens at Sundowns, it's coaching on quality players. Like, if you're coaching a quality player, they then become great, right? But if you're coaching a bad player, they become average. So that is why you struggle to see improvement kwabanye abadlali kwi-Chiefs, because vele below average. So the best that Uzwane can do, or any coach for that matter can do, is to make that player just average enough to say, oh. And then Ukorfit saying yes because it's not enough. It's yes because it's not enough to Chiefs, and why he take Dupree and put Matlow. I think the situation is different. If you are referring to just one match, I'm not talking Guti should Chiefs do it, because they can do it, but then the aftermath, because here I'm not talking about what's this thing? I'm not talking about Tuguti should Chiefs hire Mosimane. No, I'm saying what happens after they hire him. It might be easy enough to hire him and give him 2 million per month, but what happens after that? That's my main thing. Auzanovu is saying Pitso is not coming. He hates us and he's expensive and he hates us with no reason. That goes with me and him. He has been proven to be a good coach, but to hell with him. Where's Anovuyo? As I don't think Upitso hates the Chiefs. I actually think Upitso loves the Chiefs, if I'm being honest with you. I think Pitso Mosimane loves the Chiefs and he wanted to work for the Chiefs. It's just that it never happened for him to coach the Chiefs. And whenever he was about to play against the Chiefs, he became extremely competitive. I will go as far as to say Upitso actually feared ukudlala the Chiefs. And that is why he resorted to mind games when he was going to play against the Chiefs, to make sure that he gets in the mind of Mintendorp and then win the game before it even plays, because he knew that somehow Chiefs were able to find a result against the Sundowns. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Specifically saying Kaizer Chiefs management should just make a sacrifice and break the bank for Atazwan and give him the players that he wants, because that will lead to success of the team. I agree with you, and I think it goes beyond as well Abadlal, as I said. It goes beyond Abadlal. It's also about getting the technical stuff, everything else, beefing up everything. There are no shortcuts to this, because at the end of the day, if you try to make any shortcuts, you will shoot yourself in the foot over and over again. So management cannot afford any shortcuts. Ukolo Nicholas is saying, if Pitso is to come to Chiefs, I think he would want clauses in his contract that he has certain budget on players and power to decide on who to sign. And he has ended. He has ended, right? Because you can't tell me, Guti, you can be signing players for Pitso. Like, who are you to tell Pitso at this point of his career, Guti, who he can and cannot sign, right? So I think you are making a very valid point. Utanip Teles is saying Pitso is okay to coach this team. Godfrey is saying Aita Khosi for life. We need a coach which have big experience. But ukumbule, big experience, more experience means more requirements as well. Question is, can Chiefs meet those requirements that the coach will say, I want this, I want that? Will Chiefs meet that? Because I would say, Guti, one of the reasons why Chiefs were able to pick Uzwane over other coaches as well is because he understands the mechanics of the Chiefs. So Guti, the Chiefs will spend this much money, and he understands that and he can take that. But I don't think it would be the same story with Upitso. I don't think Upitso will say, oh no, it's fine, you are budgeting. He won't say that. I don't think he would say that. Usbu is saying, Pilo, my brother, it's not possible. Pitso knows that Chiefs don't like spending money on quality players. So by that, I don't see him coming to Chiefs. And Pitso only knows how to play with quality players. And the thing is, when it's true. Like, do you think Guardiola? That's what I was saying beginning of the video. Pep has De Bruyne, Pep has Haaland, Pep before that had Jesus, so Sterling, all those players. Do you honestly think Pep Guardiola would coach a team like Southampton? He wouldn't. He wouldn't. Because he would just get frustrated. Uguti, how is it that this player does not have a technique? He will coach Uguti, be in this area, be in that area, be in that area, play the pass into that area. Technically, Uguti, move into which space and which space. But it also relies on the player's quality, technique at De Bruyne. Because you can put any other player in the positions that De Bruyne gets into, but you cannot cross the ball like De Bruyne. So you can coach and coach and coach, but you cannot coach quality into a player. A player must be quality, and then the coach can excel and make them even better. Also, lihle saying hello Mpilo, mina noma ngabe iChiefs yamfuna uPitso, mina ngiboni kuwumqondo alright, because Pitso, to be honest, he is not a playing coach. He depends on It depends on others. Look after leaving Sundowns. He win. Wait, I think I missed something. The text is small because I'm seeing a lot of comments. Can I drink what? Oh, he's not a playing coach. It depends on others. Look after leaving Sundowns. He wins. Yeah, I'm confused at the last part, but I'm just gonna quote the first part. I don't know what you mean. He's not a playing coach, because I've seen him really play really good football, and he's actually revolutionized. Revolutionized. Oh, it's Gisi. Revolutionized. Yes, it's Sundowns and change them. I think I still mispronounced that word. So I don't understand what you mean by that. Ukolo is saying, I think Chiefs won't go for Pitso if they can't meet his demands. And if Chiefs is serious, they should meet his demands. For a coach to coach Chiefs, he must be a serial winner as a minimum requirement. That is true. Because you know the problem that we've been talking about, Tuguti. One of the things that has made the other coaches like Abo Mintendorp, Abo Hunt, Abo Baxter to play uMakita Sibhekane kwi-Chiefs is because abalandeli be-Chiefs, they can say all they want about beautiful football. They do not care about beautiful football at the end of the day, abalandeli. Mina nje, can I say the truth? I don't think fans care much about uMakita Sibhekane or not if a team is winning. Because people are now saying Hunt would be doing much better at Chiefs. But look at the football he's playing at SuperSport. It's not beautiful football. Look at the football he was playing at Vets. It wasn't beautiful football. uMakita Sibhekane, okori goli, wama set pieces, wama counter, and he wins. He's effective. That's what it does. He wins games. So I think inkinga ngokuza kwi-Chiefs ukuthi fans want you to win. They don't want you to entertain them. Ouch. They will want you to entertain them afterwards, but mostly beginning as the first and foremost things that you win. Uteo is saying, Olampilo Mfethu, hope you're good, bro. I am good, my brother. Ampeg is saying, Olampilo, onside for me. Onside for me, it will take support of management for any coach to succeed in professional football. At Chiefs, management is the only thing that is hurting supporters and fans badly. They are not investing enough, shame. They might have turned the leaf, but I still think they are not investing enough. Especially saying, and I think they signed players for Zwane. You can just tell because some of the players do not fit Zwane's style of play, especially Caleb, whom he clearly stated is not fit for the team. Exactly. And I don't know how many people are ignoring this. Uzwane did say this. He did say this to Caleb, nope. But Caleb ended up being signed. So what do you say about that? Udan Telezi is saying Chiefs need a coach who have a big experience like Pitso for now. Can we afford him? Can we afford his demands? That's my question. Upon is saying Pitso will come and change the squad again. I don't think he would want to work with players we have now. What I think is Zwane makes Chiefs a one-man show. He does not take advice from his assistants. I don't know how to say to that because I feel like what I've seen with Uzwane and Ushepa, they do talk to each other. That is why I'm saying I want to get a more experienced coach who I can say has done something, and then I will say, oh, it looks like Uzwane is not taking my opinions. But for now, I don't really know. I see them communicating, even at the training ground. I see Shepard sometimes talking to the players on his own without Zwane being anywhere near. So I don't know what to say about that. Umzwet is saying Chiefs won't afford even to get him out of his contract, because if you look at Pirates, they want to take Steve from Sundowns and they didn't get him. So if a team like Pirates fail to get a coach, exactly, because we'll have to pay for starters to get him to come to Chiefs, to buy him out of his contract. Tuteo is saying, I personally think Chiefs need only quality players who can match with these young boys. That's all, because I can see Zwane is trying, honestly. Exactly. By the way, some people are saying no players improving under Zwane. Look at the stats got Dupree at Chiefs versus Stellenbosch, and then tell me he's not improving. Ukanyisane is saying, I think Pitso will want his material like true, because it's out. Oh, It's our support saying Zwan is not helping our team. How can you help a team without quality players? How can you help that team? Good question. Good question. Zanovo is saying, Khosi Mpilo, Molo, I forgot to greet you, and that is fundamental. I really don't think Chiefs is broke. They are stingy, selfish, self-centered, egocentric, short of words. Wow. You just went in like, oh my days. I was a while, as was a while. You are fighting a real war. Anyways, Utheo is saying, I am Pilo Fetu. Every time you mention Kaylee name, H. Velendi, Velendi Pelele Ngamandla. Just for the name, bro. I'm sorry for laughing. It's because, yeah, I'm just going to pass. Mohal is saying Chiefs can't afford Pitso. He has moved to bigger and better things. Exactly. The president of Wydad, when asked about Pitso coming to coach Wydad, he said they can't afford him because the Saudis pay top dollar. Chiefs might have money. Even if, as Uzanovu is saying, Chiefs might be stingy. Let's just say Chiefs want to break the bank. I don't think they can afford him. I mean, if Wydad, Guabona, they have money. But if Wydad can't afford to pay, so who are we? Umzwet is saying Chiefs needs to give players contract to terms. If a player does not perform, money must get reduced. I saw at Tottenham, they underperformed this weekend and they actually refunded Abalandil Baba my ticket. But it's traveling fans, so it's probably like 5,000 and 5,000 fans, and the tickets are not that expensive. Well, they are expensive because it's 200 euros, pounds at times. But still, I don't think it happened because they were humbled and they wanted to make a gesture. But I don't think that happens a lot of times where players actually give money back or you don't get paid because the contracts, I don't know why. But even in major leagues, whichever league, I don't remember any contract if you underperform, then you don't get your money. What I know is that if you perform, then you get more money. I don't know why you can't do it the other way around, because I think the question is, how do you tell if it's a player who's underperforming or it's the coach who's bad, right? Because sometimes players can collude with each other to get the coach fired. So then that becomes a problem. Uswelihle saying, Mina Mpilo ngiyakuzwa, you make sense. Some of us do play soccer to achieve something. You need to lose something, and for some coach, they know that, but Kaizer Chiefs management does not know such things. Usbongo Book is saying, I think Chiefs must get a striker coach and must do individual session with Dupree, Duban or Caleb. If he improves, then Zwane must have attacking plays because the players just run onto the 18 area. And what annoys me the most is when they just run into the box without, they just run into the box. Ama likes azaba mancane, guys. Oh, please like the video. Jesu, like any video. Like any video. Yeah. So sometimes they just run into the box and they all attack the near post and no one is attacking the far post, which is then annoying. Guys, we have come to the end of the show. Unfortunately, I can't read all of your comments, but thank you so much once again for joining me. 51% of people think it's possible for Pitso to come to Chiefs and 49% say it's not possible. So I would say it's kind of 50-50. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, remember, equals Alpelumoy.